My first introduction to Red Raven games was 8-Minute Empire. This was a long time ago, but I loved seeing how he abstracted area control in such a great, clever game. I also, of course, loved his art. It's been fun to see over the years how it's evolved over time with games like City of Iron, Islebound, Near and Far, Above and Below. I could go on. These are just great, fantastic games with similar mechanisms that you can see evolve over time. Really what it does though, between his art style and his familiar mechanisms, it kind of just gives you this warm, cozy feel. One game that has done this recently, of course, is his new Empires of the Void 2. A great evolution of his area control, still having that familiar and warm feel of this art like a cozy space blanket. I'm Jacob Russell, and this is the Gamer Curator. This game was designed by Ryan Laukat, with art by Ryan Laukat and Michael Leavenworth, and of course published by Red Raven Games. Now this is one of their meatier titles. There is a lot going on, but what's great about the artwork is that it helps invite you in and helps comfort you, so it doesn't seem completely overwhelming. With great graphic design and great illustration that's not competing with each other, you're able to see the flow of the game a lot easier and understand what's going on. Even though there is a lot going on, it's not that overwhelming because of this, and that's so great. One of the style's main features is to create this new world, and it's been fun to see this world evolve through his other games, and they all feel like they're placed together, right? You're able to see the characters, the races, the planets all come to life. And that's because of the fantastic artwork. And it helps you tell a story as you're playing the game. Now, this definitely is not a heavy Euro game, right? Now, it does have a Euro aspects to it, but you're still able to have this narrative, this understanding of what's going on because of the art. The characteristics are there. The card art tells a story. And I love when games are able to tell a story like this, both through gameplay and through the components. Now, this game is not just a bunch of pretty pictures, but it's supported by fantastic and smooth gameplay. This game engrosses you as you're seeing what's happening out on the board. The mechanisms of flying around and expanding your empire and allying with people and controlling planets, you're able to have this experience. Now, this really is an experience, and that's what I want out of a game, and I talk about that a lot, is how do I feel while playing this? And this art brings and evokes emotion out of you. It forces it out of you because of how effortlessly you're able to see this world and to see the characters and to see this world come to life. Now, what's great about this, like I said, is that this is supported by fantastic gameplay. I need great gameplay to support great artwork in order for it to be a great game, right? And this game does this in spades. You're able to see the fun mechanisms. You're able to have this great time because both those are blended together seamlessly. There's no competition between your art and graphic design. You can see what's going on and understand how things interact with each other because of the iconography, because of what's happening with the art and graphic design without them competing. And that makes it just a wonderful experience overall. One thing I love about this as well is the attention to detail in the components, in your resource tiles, in your money, in your exploration tokens, on the board, the world pieces you put out onto the board, the card art. The card art is incredible. You can see the effort he's putting into each card, the fine details. It's so fun to see the world come to life through the components, and you can see the love and the effort that the artist put into this game. There's effectively two types of area control games happening at the same time, and I love that. There's the ability to control planets through combat, or you can become allies with the species through your influence. Now, if you want to go the fighting route, you totally can. That gives you the ability to build buildings, which makes your empire stronger and grow bigger. Or if you want to recruit species and gain special powers, you can go the influence route with specific planets. I love how those two kind of compete for your attention. It adds variability. It adds great decision making as you're trying to decide which way do you want to go, which way do you want to focus. It also allows you to pivot to see which way you need to adjust your strategy as you go on. One thing I love is when cards have multiple uses. You have that struggle of, oh, I want to use this card for this, but it might be better for this. In this game, these cards can be used for combat, they can be used for adding influence, and you're trying to decide what the best way to use these cards is. I love when a game kind of forces you to make these choices. You feel that anguish of, oh, I want to use this card for this, but it might be better for this as well. And you're trying to figure out what the best way to do it and the ways that they can support your strategy the best. I love when you're able to use cards in multiple ways. Now, I know this isn't new, but for me, this is the first time I've played a game that has the follow mechanism. When you take a turn, the other players can follow that by taking the same action or paying some price to do something else. And I love what that does to the game. It keeps people engaged. It keeps people wanting to know what's going on because it's going to affect them. That way it feels like the pace just clips along, because it does. Even though there's only one active player, as soon as they're done, everyone else can do the same thing and they know what is possible, and so they can plan. They're engaged, they're seeing how it affects them. But what that means is that as you're trying to decide an action, you're trying to time what you do perfectly, right? If someone is going to do the move action, you're thinking, oh, is this the best time for me to do the move action? But I wanted to do X, Y, and Z before I moved, but really I get to do that right now without having a penalty. So should I do it? And you're trying to have these thought processes to help you see what you can do. And I love that idea of the follow mechanisms. And I'm excited to play other games with that out there. I know there are other games out there with that. I'm not sure which ones they are off the top of my head, but I'm excited to see that in other games. Red Raven continues their tradition of having fantastic games with wonderful art combined with excellent gameplay. I'm excited to see what's in the future. It's hard to have hit after hit of doing this, but Red Raven Games has yet to disappoint me. I love their stuff. I've loved the games I've played with them, and I'm excited to see what's in the future. I'm Jacob Russell, and this is the Gamer Curator. All right, another one done. Thank you so much for watching. Please follow me on social media, have a conversation with me. I love doing these. I hope you enjoyed them too. If you want to see more, please subscribe, and we'll have this fun journey time together or whatever. Just follow me, I don't really care.